Right, in this video, I'm going to try and be quick because there's a lot to cover. 22-inch squeegee and rubber. Lots of ways that I can do, lots of things I can do to make this squeegee rubber last, right? Lots of things, and I've talked about it many times. One thing that I've only talked about once is, you see that shiny stuff at the end here? That's protection. I've added an extra layer of protection because this part here of the squeegee is the most easily damaged part of the squeegee rubber that's going to get damaged. So I've put an extra layer of protection, which I've talked about, and not many people appreciated the information when I did talk about it, so I didn't talk about it again. That allows my squeegee rubber, that's 9 months of use it about 3 times a week solidly, and I've still got this side of the rubber to use, right? So this part of the rubber doesn't get worn like this part here, and this is where the protection is added. So talking about protection, many window cleaners that I know have ailments. They have bad wrists, bad fingers, bad hands, bad elbows, bad backs, bad necks, bad shoulders, bad knees, bad something, right? And that's an ailment, that's deterioration, and it normally gets worse and worse. Now, I've talked to several people who have had problems in the past, and ongoing problems, and I said, well, this is what I did to stop me from wearing down, because I did wear down and I had to regenerate myself. And I didn't regenerate myself from taking drugs, right? So drugs mainly just mask the problems or the symptoms. If you've got high blood pressure, you take a high blood pressure pill and it fixes the problem. No, it doesn't fix the problem. It just fixes the symptoms you're having. It doesn't fix the problem. Most drugs just mask the problem and just focuses on the symptoms. Drugs that fix the problem, like an antibiotics, if you've got bad ear infection, you take some antibiotics and it gets rid of that problem, because it kills the bacteria or the virus, which is probably a bacteria, because it's an antibiotic, and that fixes the problem. But most drugs mask the problem because it just focuses on the symptoms. I might talk about blood pressure in a bit. So I used to have a very bad shoulder. I ruined it from lifting improperly, very heavy weights over many years, and I just ruined myself. And I ruined my knee as well, doing stupid things, right? Just egotistical, stupid things, pushing the boundaries and then wanting to go further and further. Now, I'm all about pushing the boundaries, but not, there's only limitations. That I don't push the boundaries now that's going to push my body into detriment, right? I'm only pushing the boundaries where I know my body can handle, because it's not causing me any aggravation with ailments, right? So I always want to focus on becoming quicker, more skilled, more proficient, more exact. That's not putting any detriment on my health. So how did well, first of all, I had a surgery, and I didn't want to go through surgery a second time when my shoulder on my left side had problems. I didn't want surgery on my knee, so I had to look for alternatives. I wanted to find other routes instead of having drugs or to mask the pain, or surgery, getting cut open. So I come across this guy who talks about you can fix yourself by not taking drugs and not by getting surgery, but by getting your body to heal itself by taking the right nutrients, right? And he basically says 200 years ago, people were much healthier because they got much more nutrition from their foods, because they were burning coal and burning wood in their homes, and they were pouring all that ash on their vegetables, on their crops, and the animals were eating those crops, and that had the perfect nutrition that the grass and the seeds and all the plants needed, and that nutrition went into the animal, went into the person, and that fixed you from deteriorating, right? And it wasn't uncommon that very older people, like people in their 60s, 70s, were working in the fields, still farming, and that's not, and they didn't have the equipment that they use these days, because they had much better nutrition from their food, because they were burning carbon, right? Carbon is what most life forms thrive on. So this stuff here is supplementations. It's not drugs. This is keeping me away from having drugs, and it's keeping me away from having surgeries. It's keeping me from not deteriorating, right? There's not one window cleaner that I know that doesn't have some sort of ache or pain or severe bad back problems or shoulder problems or something that's failing them, right, in their work, and it's making them miserable because they're struggling. So working one-handed is often a cause that making people mess themselves up, which is why I've always said don't work like the majority of window cleaners. You know, share your burden on your body when you're working. But this is the other important step that stops me from getting aches and pains. I had aches and pains, I had surgery, and I didn't want to go through that problem again, because it took me 10 months to get over that surgery. I was in constant pain with my problematic shoulder, and then I was in even more severe pain healing from the surgery. It took about 10 months to stop hurting completely. And then I found out about this doctor, and he says don't take these drugs, don't take these surgeries. You can probably fix everything you need to fix in your body, from your brain to your heart to your bones and muscles and tendons, by supplementing with the right supplements, because you're not going to get it from your food these days. So what the cause of most ailments is this thing called inflammation, right? So inflammation causes many diseases, and if you get your inflammation down, that's gonna make your body healthy. And one way of making your body healthy is by taking omega-3, 6 and 9, because that's going to keep your inflammation down. You don't want inflammation in your body, because that's going to cause lots of chronic illnesses. Chronic means ongoing. So if you've got an ongoing issue, that's inflammation, right? It could be anything, but it's inflammation. So inflammation causes all sorts of ailments. So I ruined my collagen in some parts of my body, and my tendons and my joints were all in bad condition. So I took, again, this has got omega-3. It's only got omega-3 in this one. It's got collagen in it, it's got glucosamine in it, it's got turmeric in it. Turmeric also is an anti-inflammatory, right? So turmeric is it's what Indians use in their food. It's like a really red, orangey powder. So they have all this, it's like a spice. Yeah, so turmeric, I used to rub turmeric in my wound, in my bad shoulder. It helped slightly, but what you got to do is not get sick in the first place. So what farmers do is they give supplementation to their farm animals so they don't get sick. The last resort is either surgery or taking drugs for the farm owner, right? So if you're supplementing the food with for the animals, right, that keeps the cost of food or meat down, because they're supplementing with these extreme high amounts of vitamins and minerals. This is what this is here. The human form, this is the same stuff, but they just add it into the animal feed, because the animals, they eat the grass and the hay and stuff, but they also have this supplementation food, and it's and your cat food and your dog food, that all has this high enriched minerals and vitamins that the animal needs, so it doesn't get sick. It maintains healthy living. But food these days, it doesn't have that in it, unfortunately, because people don't use carbon from their fires and put on their vegetable patches or their crops. That goes into the food supply and makes the food highly nutritious. That's called burning wood and coal, right? That's what the governments don't want you to be doing. Food is absolute rubbish, even the organic stuff. So you're not going to get the health benefits that the food should be given. That's why you have to supplement, right? And that's why people's bodies deteriorate quicker. You've got two ages. You've got your biological age and your real age. You want your biological age to be less than what your real age is. So there's another product that I take, and it's in many of these other products. I take each every day, right? This has got glucosamine in it. It's got collagen in it. And one of the best forms of collagen, right, is chicken skin, or the chicken cartilage on the chicken carcass. It's that rubbery bit. I eat that. It doesn't taste particularly nice, but that is the best part of the chicken. And the best food to eat, okay, is eggs. It's got the best nutrition value out of any food. And the doctors will say, oh, you don't want to eat too many eggs. Well, if you're cooking your eggs in oil, then that's not a good thing. If you're cooking your eggs in butter, it's much better for you, as long as you don't burn the butter. Cannabis oil is good for you. As soon as you burn it, it's poisonous. Tobacco is good for you. As soon as you burn it, it's poisonous, right? So if you're burning something like oils or olive oil and stuff, heating up too much is then poisonous. It then becomes, makes your body inflamed, inflammation. So if you're eating fried food, you want to cut all that out your system. Right, so again another bone support. This stops me from ever getting any aches and pains. Extra multivitamin and minerals. I have to order this stuff, okay, from the internet. This you can get from the local health shop. All these minerals here is what it's got in it. This is all stuff that you're not going to get from your food, right? And then we've got some more bone support. This is a liquid. So I take all of this. Well, it's not just I'll just take this and I'll take this next day. It's all of this, because I know this doesn't have everything I need. I know this doesn't have everything I need. You know, I could spend more money and get even more stuff, but you know, there comes a limit. But all of this is so much more effective than not taking it at all, right? I don't have any problems with my shoulders anymore. I don't have any problems with my knee anymore. Slight click, that's about it. This has got zinc in it, got boron in it, more vitamins. So what I'm actually doing, and what the farmers have in their supplements, is called mega dosing. So everything I'm taking is mega dosing. If I mega dose on drugs, I'm going to overdose and get sick or possibly die. I can't overdose on this. I can take mega doses of it, but my body will just absorb what it can, and then everything else gets rid of. But if I'm just taking one or two of these a day, then I'm not getting, because my body won't use it all, right? So I'm mega dosing all this stuff. You can't get sick on mega dosing on these supplements. Maybe some people might have an intolerance, I don't know, but I've been mega dosing these products for over 10 years. I'm healthier now than I was 10-15 years ago. I don't have any aches, don't have any pains, don't have any problems with things coming out of place. It's like I'm younger 10 years later than I was, biologically. Yeah, I'm actually younger, healthier. So one more thing, I went to the doctors. They wanted to test my blood, and they wanted to test they weighed me, and they did a heart blood pressure. And they said, oh, you're overweight, your blood pressure is low, and your cholesterol is high. And I said, that's great. And they said, what do you mean that's great? You need to get that blood pressure higher. I said, why would I want my blood pressure higher? And you need to get that cholesterol down. I said, well, I don't need to get that cholesterol down. I had to put the doctor, give him some facts. I said, there's no such thing as good and bad cholesterol. I didn't know that until I researched it. There's only damaged cholesterol and cholesterol, right? And I've got cholesterol because I eat a lot of eggs. And your brain is mainly made of myelin, and myelin is cholesterol, right? So if you take a statin drug, if you've got high blood pressure and I've got low blood pressure, right, you take a statin drug that kills, destroys good, so-called good and bad cholesterol, right? I don't want my cholesterol to be destroyed. I don't want bad cholesterol or damaged cholesterol. I just want cholesterol, healthy cholesterol. So they said, you got high cholesterol. I said, that's exactly what I'm glad you're telling me this. What do you mean? I said, no, that's what I wanted. Your heart rate is low. I said, that's exactly what I wanted. Well, why do you want a low blood pressure? I said, well, when I'm working, my heart needs to work, right? When I'm not working, my heart needs to rest. My heart doesn't need to work hard. I don't need to take, well, basically what he wants to do is put me on statins to get my blood pressure low. I don't need the statins because it's already low, because I take the right precautions to keep my inflammation down. Unfortunately, all the medical stuff that you hear on the TV and stuff like that, they just want to put you on drugs, right? The idea is not to go down the pharmaceutical route, not to get yourself opened up by the surgeon for him to maybe fix you up or maybe make you even worse. The idea is to keep healthy, stay working without any ailments, and yeah, just by knowing the right people and, you know, getting the right information, not doing what everybody else does, you know, at the end of the day, this is what put me on the right track of being healthy, and this is what put me on not using other squeegees, not using other methods, not using any other people's ideas that will make me work longer, harder, slower, forever giving me less results. Just stop listening to what these people say. It could be of anything information. Always think, is there another way? Just because I'm telling you this doesn't mean you should go out and do it. Maybe do some research, maybe take what I said. Is there such thing as good or bad cholesterol? No, there's only damaged cholesterol and cholesterol, right? If you've got hardened cholesterol, it's damaged, right? This stuff here is called an antioxidant. If you're taking antioxidants, that's gonna make your cholesterol break down the hardened, destroyed cholesterol and make it back into healthy cholesterol. Eggs, as I said, just look it up. Eggs is the most complete food. If you wanted to survive on one thing, you need to, you know, get a taste for eggs. Eggs, that's it. It's got everything you need to survive. Meat, red meat, not processed meat, but red meat also is a very good food to eat. But eggs is better overall than meat. I think egg has the biggest, I think it's called the biological value of protein out of any food. Just think, a chick grows from nothing in 28 days to a fully fledged chick out of an egg. So I eat lots of eggs. I don't fry the eggs in oil, I use it in butter, and these are the products that I use, and this stops me from deteriorating. And I was deteriorated, and I regrew my cartilage. Let's say resculpted my skeletal frame, so I've got no aches and pains, I've got no ailments, and I can work and not be in chronic illness, pain, full of inflammation and miserable.